right, we are live. We're here. Let's see. Let's make sure we got our audio. All right, there we go. Audio's good. Video is good. You guys let me know in the chat that you're able to hear and see me. Good, good, good. All right, it's here. It's finally here. The day, the time has come. This is the Rodecaster video. I'm so happy and excited that Rode sent this over to me. So I had the last couple weeks to have this on the desk and open it up, see what this thing can do. So I want to share this with you guys. We'll do some Q&A, some demo as well. Have some close-up, different camera angles set up so that we can go through this. This is the Rodecaster Duo, a video and audio production console, and I have it sitting right here on my desk. In addition to the device itself, Rode also did send me over some HDI cabling, and they also sent me the cover that goes on top of this unit as well, because with the electronic equipment, we definitely want to keep all the dust off of our equipment to protect it and have it last a long time. So definitely feel free in the chat as we are live, putting your questions in there. You do have to be subscribed to the channel for at least 10 minutes. So if you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead and do that right now. That way you can communicate with me in the chat. So I have my screen over here, and I'm going to walk through the device, and then we're going to do some Q&A as well. So I'm excited to share this with you all, as it literally is just released. Literally at this moment, we can talk about and go through this right now. So welcome to everyone that's here. What's going on, Billy? Good to see you here. So I got a couple different camera angles and a couple different configurations set up. One, so I can actually live stream this out to you on YouTube, and the other, I can actually turn this off and connect different cameras and everything to it, like the camera I have right now, so that if I need to do anything, if you guys want to see me turn it off or unplug and stuff or whatever, I'm able to do that too without killing the stream. Now, this unit can go live from itself, so you can actually go live to YouTube or Facebook from this unit itself. I'm not doing that for the sake of doing this demo, but there's a bunch of different videos that I want to post here on YouTube about this unit and the different configurations, the different ideas that we can use for this, and more specifically workflow related ideas. I'm a big proponent of having a really good workflow, so we'll talk about some of those things as well as you guys have questions in the chat. So this is the box, everything that came included. You're going to get your power cable, you're going to get the unit itself, you're going to get these little antennas that we'll talk about a little bit later on, but it's a very nice size unit in general. It's made by Rode, so you kind of, if you've owned a Rode product before, you kind of know what to expect. I have both the original, or I've had the original Rodecaster. I've had the Rodecaster Duo that many of you all have seen here on the desk for quite a while. And then also the Rodecaster 2 is on the other desk over there. So if you've owned any of the Rode products, you know kind of what they feel like, you know, kind of the flow of what it is. So it's definitely a stable, solid unit. And I'm excited to really walk you guys through this. So I'm going to do my best to check you guys out in real time as well. So, and I've got, like I said, a couple different camera angles as well. So we are broadcasting with Ecamm today. So shout out to Ecamm as well. All right. So this is the cover. It does come with a branded cover. Oh, let me tell you guys this too, and because I know some of you guys have the credit cards out already. Let me post it in the chat, and I'll pin it. This is exclusive right now at launch, only through B&H, but you can also go to the Rode website. So I'll go ahead and put that in the chat here live, and I have my computer up too, so we'll actually be able to go and check some stuff out in real time as well. All right, let's make sure that entire link clicked over, I think. So let's try that again. Copy this entire link, Copy there. And this is an affiliate link as well, so make sure I disclose that. So let's remove this one and repost it again. You guys let me know in the chat what video switchers you currently have or if you're using any. For some reason, it won't let me put the whole link in here. We won't waste too much time on that because you guys could care less about that, I'm sure. All right. But if you do copy and paste the whole link, then appreciate it. All right. So here we go. So let me move this out the way because I'm going to find myself moving this arm back and forth out the way a lot here. And I'm going to move this out the way as well for the time being. Okay. Eddie, we should still have audio. I just took a pause. I'm going to have to make sure I grab some water too, because this might be a long live stream, depending on how many people show up here. And no audio. Can anybody else confirm audio? Check, check, check. Or is it just Eddie? Or I can confirm it on my side too. Yep, I have audio on my side. So if anybody else in the chat can confirm that they have audio as well, go ahead and let Eddie know that you have audio because I'm able to hear it. All right, let's jump into this. All right. So we have the close-up angle that I want to show you guys over here. So what this is a 6-input video switcher, and we have a couple audio inputs as well. So I'm going to lean this just a little bit so you can get a little bit more visibility of it. But we have 6 inputs, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across the bottom, and over here I have my 1 and 2 that are currently lit up. So I'm using two cameras plugged in at the current moment, and on camera 1 I have the camera that was directly in front of me that you guys saw a little bit earlier, and then camera 2 I have the side angle of the other camera. So I have 2 cameras plugged in. I'm currently not using the other ones at the moment. I'm about to get some water too. I'm not using the other ones at the moment. So those are the 6 different inputs that we have. Now up at the top, you'll also see that we have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And this is the ability to create different scenes. And I'm going to show you that specifically using the Rodecaster video software, otherwise known as Rode Central. We're going to go through that. But you have your inputs here. You have your scenes that you can select here that you can custom build. Up here at the top right, we have the ability to record. So we can record to our external hard drive that we plug into via USB-C on the back. There's also a SD card slot reader on the back, micro SD card slot on the back. So if I hit record, it'll quickly go into recording. We can see that we get the red notification. And then even on the screen, we get that notification as well that we're recording. Okay, so I'll go ahead and turn that off right now. Now, some of the stuff I might go through and pull up, or you'll see me tinker with it in real time because I don't remember everything off the top of my head. So just bear with me, but we'll go through it. Now, I probably will change the angle so you guys can actually see, because these icons are actually easy to identify. It's just the probably the resolution picking up on the camera. So if you guys need a closer look, then I'll bring that up. But we have, oops. This one, this is our overlays menu. And if any of you all actually do like video production and you use overlays, you'll probably find yourself using this one a lot. I don't do overlays myself. Down here, we have the ability to select our picture-in-picture inputs. So you can see camera A would be our big picture and camera B would be the little small picture-in-picture. Down here at the bottom, we have our transparent like green screen fill. Again, another feature that I don't personally use, but you can do that inside of the Rodecaster video itself. And then over here, I don't remember what this icon is in spec, but we'll go back to that one. But just below it, you have your auto and cut, so your transition between your different scenes. So we'll do auto. Oh, you're not seeing it because of the way I have it configured. But we can cut between our different cameras, between auto and cut. So let me switch over here to the Rodecaster video because it's actually coming in through the Rodecaster video. So if I select the cut option, it's just going to cut between 1 and 2. In the auto, it's just going to do the fade transition between 1 and 2. And you can change the duration of that as well. So if we hold this up just a little bit more, you see how it has 0.5 for the duration of that cut. We can touch screen tap this and actually use the mode dial. I'm trying to use my hands without getting in the way of the camera so you guys can see it. But we can use the mode dial and increase the duration of that fade. So if I wanted to make it longer, I could do that. So now when I do the transition, you see how much longer it takes to cut between the two camera angles, right? So you have some customization there. Now I'm going to go, after we're done, I'm sure I'm going to reset this back to factory restart settings. So let's get back into here. We have our settings menu down here at the bottom. So I'll click on settings, and then we can go through and change and make adjustments for video, our storage, access our storage, the device itself. The auto delay is pretty cool because I'm not sure if I'm going to experience it here as I'm going back and forth between the different inputs that I'm using to live stream this, if my audio and video are going to be in sync. But most of you guys aren't using two video switchers at the same time to show a video switcher and then produce a live stream at the exact same time. But this does have that audio sync delay, so you can make that adjustment there as well. Multi-track, I haven't played with multi-track yet, so that'll be a separate video in itself. But if I go into video, we can see that I have my various HDMI sources, A, B, C, D. We can change our frame rate as well. And what I find is a lot of these options that are here, I actually prefer to do it on the actual software side of it. I find it a little easier to do it there than on the actual screen itself. So let me go back into the home screen here, and all right, I just want to make sure I'm trying to copy. I see so many familiar faces here on YouTube, so appreciate you guys for being here. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm making sure I acknowledge you all here. All right, so let's go back over here. All right, let's continue with the physical design of this first. This is our screen right here. It is a touch screen. You will see the audio meter jumping. I'm not actually using the audio connected right now for what you're seeing there. I'm actually routing my audio through another video switcher that's separate so I can produce the live stream. But I do have my microphone over here. So if I move this, let's see if I can move that more closer to my mouth. You can see that that audio meter is jumping up higher now. So that is my audio for this XLR input that I do have in right now. And I'm trying to hold this again so y'all can see it. I need an overhead camera. All right. And if I want to go in and adjust this audio, all I have to do is hit this top knob here, and it's going to prompt for the combo jack. And I'll show you on the back that this is a combo jack. So we can go XLR or 1/4 inch into it. Now, if you have a USB microphone, you do have that option as well. We'll get to that for sure. And you can see my audio level is set to where that triangle is, where the audio meter is getting up to. But if I need to lower the audio, oops, let's go back again. Previewing stuff too fast for you. So once I get to where I want, make sure I press down. Now, once it's green, I have control over it, so I can lower the audio for it, or I can increase the audio for it. Again, I'm not controlling the audio that I'm speaking with on YouTube. I'm controlling the audio that's directly connected to this device right now. And then we have the option over here, the top icon. We can go in and change some of the sound of the microphone itself, so it makes it easier to go in there and make those slight adjustments. And then there's a gear icon down here as well, where we can increase the decibel levels of that. So if I turn this all the way up, we have a nice clean increase of up to 76 decibels of gain. So if you're using a SM7B, you have plenty of ability to make this sound good without any other cloud lifters or devices like that. I haven't played with the link yet, because you can actually link. You'll see it says link combo 1 and combo 2. I haven't actually played with that yet, so I'm interested to kind of spend some time to see what that can do. Now, if I unlink it, if I click on type, I can select between a condenser mic, a dynamic mic, an instrument, or a line input. So we can do that. So if I come back to home, it takes us right back to our home screen there. Now, if I come back into our menu here, I can scroll through. Combo 2 is the second combo jack. So there's 2 combo jacks in the back. Video clips, I haven't had a chance to play with the video clips yet, but if I assume this is going to be, if I'm playing back a video, I can control the audio separate than my microphone's connected. We have different sounds. Let's see, I haven't gone into sounds either. There's so much on this thing I haven't even had a chance to test yet. Let's go into Bluetooth. This is where, let's say you have a Bluetooth input device. So if you want to run the Rode Wireless Go wireless system in here, you can do that as well, which makes it convenient. So now you have another input for audio. This is your USB audio. There are 2 USB outputs that you can run to 2 separate computers. So I'm thinking about the gamers that want to transmit the audio from their game and from their microphone. USB 1 chat, that's that mix minus, so that if you're having interviews or audio rooms, you have your mix minus, so the people that are listening aren't hearing, or when you're listening, you're not hearing yourself back on a delay. You have USB 2, and back to the beginning there. Okay. Over here on the right is our headphone volume knob, so I can control my headphone volume just turning it, and the blue ring will actually increase all the way around the higher I turn it up. And that is a quick overview of the front of this. Now I do have a camera for the back. Let me make sure that I check out the comments over here. And if you guys have questions or want me to demo anything in particular, let me know. And let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. I'll take this out for the time being here. I meant to take out the actual unit, the hard drive. So let me plug that back in real quick here. Well, we can do that. We can start from the beginning. How about that? We'll just start from the beginning. Yeah, let's move this over here. All right. So on the back here, you have your USB-C connection right next to the power button. Okay, so this is USB-C, and I'm trying to do this upside down and inverted. So USB-C, and then my power button here, and just one click of the power button will actually turn on the unit. It'll go through its powering cycle. And you may have heard that initial fan kick on. but as long as I've had it turned on, the fan has never turned on, which is nice. So it is nice to have it on the desk without extra noise, or more noise, if you will. All right, let's jump back here to the back. And we have our SD card slot, micro SD card slot. And what I do like about the way they built this is that it does have the indentation, so it makes it easier to get the card out if you have it in there. So I don't have a card in there right now. At least I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't have a card in there right now. But it makes it easier to pull it out and place it in there. You also have your Ethernet port just below it as well, so you can connect this to your network. So when I originally set this up, I did have mine set up on my network, and I just recently connected it to Wi-Fi, but I will be putting it back on the network. I just like the physical connections, especially when we're doing this live streaming stuff. I'm going to start from continue on this way here, but you see 5 and 4 if your webcam. So if you have a webcam USB, you can plug it directly into here. If you have a USB microphone, you can plug it directly into here as well. Continuing on, number 3 is our USB-C connection. So that's where I had an external hard drive, and I plugged that right into there so I can record the program that comes out of here into my hard drive. Number 1 and number 2 is for your computers. So I have number 1 going into a Mac Mini right now. Number 2 I'm not using, but if you want to run this into a separate computer, you can run it into 2 computers at the same time. And then all the colorful HDMI cables that Rode sent over to me are going into HDMI's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we have 2 USB or 2 HDMI outputs. I have one going right now to my TV, which is behind me. So I have the program feed running to the TV. And if I switch over to camera, there you'll see that's the live program feed that is connected to one of my cameras right now. Two cameras plugged into here. That's the output. And also you have the B side, which is your multi-view out. So I don't have my other monitor here. So what I'm going to do is just unplug it from here so I can show you multi-view out. And okay. So B is automatically configured for multi-view out. So in a second here, you'll see it switch over. Did I plug it into? I thought I plugged it into. Oh, I might have changed it. Let me go into Rode Central here, because I believe I might have changed it when I was playing around with it. But out the box, it's your output. Now let's recall, or multi-view out. Okay. So I'm going to let you guys see this as I'm doing this in real time. So this is real-time demonstration, real-time me going through here and showing you guys this. And let me see if I can zoom out just a little bit so it's not so fuzzy. Okay. All right. So the Rode Central software is where I find it a little bit easier to make any configuration changes. So I'm going to go into configuration here, and you see that HDMI A and HDMI B are both set to program. So that's why I saw the same thing. But by default, I believe it was multi-view was set up on HDMI B. So I just clicked and changed that. I don't have to worry about clicking save or anything like that. So now when I go back over, you guys can see that now that is showing the multi-view from the back of the computer. Okay, so we'll take a deeper dive at the multi-view as well, so you can check that out. Let's go back to finishing off the setup here. Headphone jacks. Oops, go this way. You have 2 headphone jacks. So I have a little adapter in here because it is a 1/4 inch headphone jack. So 2 1/4 inch. And if I want to monitor myself, I use in-ear headphones. So I just plug in a little adapter here and into there. Let me take that one out too. You have left and right speaker So if you want to run these into speakers, you can do that. And obviously the combo jacks. Oh, I keep going backwards. Combo jacks. So XLR connections. You have two XLR connections, or you can run a 1/4-inch connection into there as well. So I have my main microphone in number 1, and then I run another microphone into here that is my wireless one, or it can be wireless or wired, but I use the adapter for that one as well. So you got the combo jacks. So 2 audio inputs here, and then if you have another audio input, you can run that over here as well. And you have the option to do Bluetooth in addition to that. So, before I go here, you have these antennas, so to help with your reception. Now the Rode Wireless Go 2s, I still have those over there, and I didn't get a chance to run the Bluetooth into here like I wanted to before the day got here, because today came quick. So as I was unboxing, trying to record video content around it, trying to make sure I set up for the live stream and grab links and all that kind of stuff, I was like, you know what, we'll do the initial, and then we'll also just go back and do individual videos, because I think the individual videos will help the people that actually purchase the unit. So this is a really good unit, and it's definitely for a specific type of creator. Not everyone would need something like this. But if you're creating a lot of content, one of the things that I really like about this is that it has ISO recordings. And so what that means is if you have multiple camera inputs into here, and I hit the record button, I have the full recording of all the different inputs separately. So it makes it so much easier to grab the footage from an angle that you may have not been recording on in the live shot, but you can always go back into your post-production and grab that shot because it was recording that angle at the same time. So it does have ISO recordings on here. This is 1080p, so if you're looking for a 4K option, not quite there yet, maybe the next version of it. One thing it does not have is the visual, so if you do want to see it, the multi-screen or the multi-view, like that's behind me, you would need to run it into a separate monitor. And for those that are producing content for someone else, you're probably going to have that set up anyway. If you're producing content for yourself and you want to see your multi-view, you're definitely going to have another computer or another computer screen close to you on your desk. A little small portable one would do just fine. So you can see all the input levels and your screens, make sure your framing is all good. So we'll dive into that here in a little bit as well. So this is the initial overview setup of it. And then obviously, like I mentioned earlier, Rode did send over the little plastic cover that just fits right on top of it, which makes it nice and convenient as well. All right, so let's put this back over here. Let me check the comments. What's going on? Leah, Micah, Rocky, Angelique, Eddie's here, Trick is here, Darius is here. Good, cool. Good to see you all as well. I'm gonna jump over here to Amazon. I'm gonna see if they've put it on Amazon, but they said it was not gonna be available on Amazon yet. And you guys know how much I love the Amazon world, so I don't see it on Amazon yet. I'm gonna jump over to B&H's website. Let's see if they put it over here yet. Oh, they don't even have it on B&H yet. All right. I mean, the Rode site yet. So B&H photo. Now B&H is also doing a live stream at the same time right now. So we are competing with B&H. All right. So I don't see it updated over there yet. Let's Rodecaster video. Okay, so it is on the B&H site now. The price point on this is $11.99, and they do have other options, so you can get the whole kit with headphones, microphones, adapters. There's a bunch of different combinations that they have. You can get the cover over here as well, all on B&H. So the B&H link is in the one of the links is in the chat. You gotta find that. All right, so let's see. I got a camera pointed over there at the at the wall here so we can look at the multi-view screen and kind of talk through the multi-view screen. And I've got one of my remotes that was on something. So let me turn that off on the screen because I'm seeing it on my screen. You guys may or may not see that. I'm not sure. Let me grab the remote here. Okay. And so this is the multi-view, and the multi-view is giving me the visuals of what's going on, right? So up at the top is our program feed here. So this is the live feed that I'm sending to the to the live stream or to the recording essentially. So if I select camera 2, you'll see that the angle changed over to my secondary camera, right? So this is our live production feed, which is nice and big, which I do like. On the bottom here, this first row is going to be our layouts, and this is where we'll have a little bit of fun. We have A through G, and so these layouts, it's going to be easier to show it than explain it to you audibly, so I'll show you those. Then we have our input sources, so cameras 1 through camera 6, so 6 different inputs. They don't have to be cameras. If you want to route your computer screen into here, if you want to route anything HDMI connection, essentially, you can route it into here. So I have had up to, I've used all the ports at one point in testing here so far, but you do have 4 HDMI inputs, so keep that in mind. So your first 4 are going to be HDMI inputs. And then over here, FTB is fade to black. We'll also see that we have the time and date on there, which I do like as well because I do pay attention to that. It's a small thing, but I pay attention to time and date on my multi-view. In the bottom here is our combo jacks. So combo 1, combo 2, video clips, sounds, things we've already looked at here, but this is the visual representation of it. Bluetooth, USB 1, USB chat, and then USB 2, and then our live feed that is going out to the live stream or that's being recorded, and then the recording itself. And I'll go ahead and hit record on here so you can see that'll actually populate in red. Oops, I got to plug back in my my hard drive. So plug that back in here. Okay. USB-C hard drive. Go ahead and hit record. There we go. Okay. So you see it'll show recording time, and then it'll show your remaining storage space as well. And you can actually live stream from this. I had set this up to try to test Amazon Live, but what it doesn't give you the option of doing a custom frame rate. So one of the stipulations with Amazon Live is you have to go at a custom rate. And I'll show you in the software that you don't have that option. You either have low, medium, or high. And I need to be able to customize it to be able to go to Amazon Live. So I'm still going to try that out. And then I'll also send Rodeback feedback on that because I would like to live stream to that particular platform. All right, so let's jump back over here. We'll turn off the recording here. Good to see you guys here. Glad you guys could hang out. It's an exciting day. It's exciting when you use products and services from these companies and they say, hey, we want to give you early access to this so you can share it with your community, so you can test it out. And this is definitely one of the ones I've been waiting on. I've been waiting on a product that can do video and audio at the same time, that has a smaller form factor on my desk. And I wish this wasn't in the way, so I'm going to continue to move this in and around the desk. But it's a smaller form factor on my desk, and it does what I need it to do. It can do ISO recording, and I can at least bring in 2 audio inputs into it. If this even had a bigger screen to visually to see my multi-view, I think that would really change the game. But for my desktop only, like I'm not going to be moving all around. So once my shots are set, I don't really need to see my multi-view. So what I may do is put another screen over here, or consider going to two monitors on this desk versus the one large monitor on this desk. So one is productivity and then one is my multi-view. So we'll see, because typically that TV back there is also connected to my Mac Mini for my dual screen. So we'll see how I want to change up the configuration a little bit here with this unit. But as you can see, it's on my desk. It's not that big. It is actually smaller than my keyboard. Okay, so my keyboard size, it's smaller than my keyboard for a little bit of size reference. But let's jump into the software side of this too, okay? Because I do want to show you guys the software. So let's switch over to camera one, and we'll go up here to the top. And if you have questions or if you want me to demo something, definitely feel free to let me know. This is kind of what this time is for. And I'm going to go and start with the scene builder, because that's what we were talking about here a little earlier. So I'm going to go into scene builder, and you'll notice that I had the visual layout of the physical panel. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the bottom, and A, B, C, D, E, F, G here at the top. Now, I like the fact that I can come in here and just use a template that's already been set up. So I'll select on template first, and then it gives me by default a, basically this is a picture-in-picture one. And if I select on A, which would be the main source, I can go into input and select camera one. And then for B, I can select a secondary camera, or I can bring in a media file, which I'll show here shortly, but I'm gonna do camera 2 first. So now you'll see I have a picture-in-picture going on here. Okay, so this is picture-in-picture, and I can also adjust or take away the border. So currently the border set to gray. Visually, I'll give it something a little easier to see here, hopefully red, and I'll change the border size. I'll go ahead and increase the border size. So let's see. Let me see if I can get rid of some of that light, or let's do this instead. Let's see. I want to take out some of that light on that camera so you guys can see that. Let's see. I can do it here. What I like about Ecamm is you can go in and make these adjustments. So I'm trying to see if I can take out some of that brightness there without modifying it too much here. The saturation, we want to leave that. No, don't. All right, maybe I'm not gonna have enough. It's too high on my camera. But if you guys need me to really adjust it, just let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just keep going here. So I put a border around the picture-in-picture, and that's my default scene now. So now on the actual keyboard itself, on the Rodecaster itself, it's actually lit up, and it's not out of focus. I'm using a PTZ way on the other side of the room, Brian. So I had turned up the ISO exposure higher so you guys could visually see the keyboard better. But I don't want to have to keep changing everything. I hope you guys appreciate technical live streams, because y'all don't know how much tech is going on just to show you what I'm showing y'all. I hope y'all appreciate it for sure. It takes a lot to set all these technical things up to be able to show it in the way that it's hopefully a little bit easier to visualize. All right, so the scene I just set up is now A, because I just set that up with picture in picture. So now that's showing, that's red and highlighted. The other scenes that haven't been set up yet are obviously still black. So once you set up a scene, it'll turn to red, just like how when you go live to a certain or you can see there, when I go live to camera 2, it turns it red, and then when it's not being used, it goes back to that white. So when I go back there, that scene is engaged. So if I show you the scene, so let me see, what's the easy way to show you the scene on here? What's the easiest way to show you the scene? There we go. Okay, that way. So now you can see scene 1, or scene A that I just created, is showing my picture in picture. And in the background, you guys won't be able to see this, but I'm gonna create another scene here. Oops, let's not do that because I'm live. So I don't want to do that while I'm live. So let's go back to here. And so I'm gonna zoom out. Hopefully it's a little bit better, because I gotta go back on the other side to grab the remote to change the ISO to bring it down and change the exposure, which I probably need to go ahead and do anyway. Let me just go ahead and do it. I can feel the complaints coming. Let me just go do it. All right. So I'm gonna bring it down here. Now, if everybody likes and subscribes and sends super chats, then I can get another camera that would be better for my overheads. Let's see. The camera exposure. I'm trying to bring this down. Oops. I'm not going the right camera here. Let's see. Let's see, camera 1. All right, I need to visually see what I'm doing here, because this, when I switch it on here, it's controlling all my cameras. All right, so 1, camera, exposure. All right, so hopefully that's a little better. And making sure that camera 2 has not gone crazy on me, which it has. All right, so that one in there. All right, so let's bring camera 2 back down. All right, so I think we're a little better here now. Yeah, I know exactly what it is, Brian. It's just that in order to do it, either I got to get it done or I'm going to spend way too long trying to perfect it, and that ain't happening, because I also got to reconfigure it back in a way that makes sense for me just to work. I still gotta work in this environment. But yeah, I've got lights going on. I've got multiple cameras going on. I've got to run the stream and then also have the right, because I could have connected my PTZ cameras into this, but I didn't want to, because that quality would have been not as good. It is storming here today too, so it's super dark outside, and I need more lighting. So if you guys know lighting companies, like, send them my way, because I need more lights, and I get a lot of other stuff, but I don't get offered lights that much. All right, so let's, hopefully now it's going to look a little bit better. Let's jump back into the, now I'm trying to remember which camera is which here. All right, this camera here. All right, so let's jump back into here, because I wanted to zoom in so you guys weren't distracted by Ecamm at the bottom of it either, because that'll throw you off a little bit. All right. I need a production person. Billy, you still around? You want to run the production behind the scenes for me? Let's go and do another input, or let's create another scene. So I did the template, so you can see that there were templates, and you can also customize it. And this is probably where I'll spend most of my time, is customizing a scene. So for my input, oops, let's go back. I always do that. First, I'm going to hit the plus sign, and then I'm going to select that first option, right? So the first option here, you can see that it puts this little blue border around it. So this is what allows me to create the custom scene, if you will, right? I do like the fact up here at the top, I can go in and type out the size, because what I did one time was I had stretched it down, but then I couldn't bring it all the way back out to 1080, or 18 or 1920 by 1080, which is our normal dimensions. So 1920 and 1080, I couldn't bring it back out, so I had to go in here and physically type it out, and then it worked out back in the size. So let me go, and it's a lot easier once you actually pull it close to the size that you want. So 1920 by 1054. Now if I 1080, let's see, 10. Why is it going back like that? So this is one of the things that, yes, that I was having trouble with, getting it to be more seamless, and I ended up having to type it out. So I'm not sure if there's a way to do that easier, or pull it to the top right corner and pull it down. See that now it's back to where I want it. Now if I right click on that space, I can do the input, and I can bring in my different cameras, one or two that I have connected right now. Now for media, I can actually bring in an image. So I have a couple cheesy images for my thumbnail, but I'm going to drag and drop an image over here, and it'll upload the image into the media library. And if I right click on media, oh, did it bring it, or did I drop it too early? I thought I dropped it in there. I'm looking at, all right, uploading. And where did my media library go? What happened to it? It shows before, like video, sounds, and now I did run an update before we went live again, a new update. So I wonder if the update, because I actually had 3 under media library. It said sounds, videos, and images. But when I'm trying to bring over an image, dragging and dropping, it's not showing that it loaded, or it's trying to do something. All right, let's do this. Let's go and add camera first. And all right, I think this is what so this area says inputs in media. I'm going to drag it to this area. I think maybe I did that and tried it too. So I'm going to drag it right here. Nope. Doesn't like that either. All right, maybe that is a firmware update. Let's see. Because it's not letting me do it. All right, we're gonna have to come back to that one, because it did work before, where I could overlay my pictures and my images on here. So that's not working at the moment. Clicking live stream, click record, that's up here. You can build out your custom scenes up here at the top. So call this demo. So if I go ahead and close this, come back in the scene builder, it'll be called demo there. And you can add images. So on the Rodecaster Duo, you can create your own shows. This is that same concept here. You're creating your own show. So if you're doing multiple different live stream broadcasts, but you need different configurations. You can create your own shows. So that's pretty cool. Um, let's see. What else do I want to show you guys in here? Audio interface, again, the same visuals we see in the multi-view we see here as well. So we can go in and make adjustments here if you want to use it in here. I find it easier for certain things. I like to come into the software, and then for other things, I prefer to do it on the panel. Like for muting my audio, I find it easier just to have my audio control here and just quickly mute it here versus on the console, because I have to hold it down, which seems longer than I want to. There's no quick mute button on the console itself. So I do find it easier to come in here and do that. Let's see. And then the audio delay, again, this is going to be a popular video, I'm sure. Setting an audio delay, you could go in here and quickly do it from in here. And let's go back here. Device configuration. So we were in here for the multi-view and program out a little earlier. So you can switch A and B if you wanted to, or have them both show the same thing. Frame rate, you can change this. I think everything is on 30 frames per second. I might actually have, okay, I can't remember if the two that I have plugged in right now are at 30 or 2997. But they're working with no problems. The switching mode is more so for like the multi-view. So I like instant switching. Now studio mode, I'll go to studio mode and I'll show you what that looks like here. And I'll have to zoom in because my presets are, I don't remember what my presets were. So it really depends on how you're switching. If you're doing this and you're producing it, this is where it really more so comes into effect. So if I put camera 2 on right now, you'll see that camera 2 is green, so it's in preview mode, and then also the multi-view has adjusted. Now you see the 2, so you have preview, and then if I want to cut to the live, then I use the auto button, or I use the cut on the actual switcher itself. So you do have your preview. So if you want to navigate through your different previews, you would change it to studio mode. I'm going to change it back. You guys won't see me change it back to instant. I want to change it back to instant. You just have, as soon as you press it, whatever you press between, it'll go right there. So studio will give you that preview, multi-view option. So again, this is for people that are more so producing content. That's who would probably most likely want to make that adjustment there. Mike says, how does it compare to Yellow Box Ultra? I saw Yellow is still very powerful. They're just two different devices. A lot of these things is workflow and what makes sense for the job, in my opinion. All of this is my opinion. Like the Yellow Box Ultra, I would use that if I'm going outside and I'm producing something outside, because it has the ability for a SIM card. It's portable. It's an all-in-one device where I can see the screen. So there's certain features that I like in certain scenarios. So in this position of where I am, where companies are able to send me stuff and utilize stuff, I definitely find myself going towards certain devices for certain use cases. So for example, with the Yellow Box Ultra or Pro, or even Mini, the Yellow Box in general, that device worked really well for me in a setting where I had to live stream a funeral, because I could put the Yellow Box on my tripod. Like something as simple as being able to mount it on my tripod with my camera and control the live stream from this one little small footprint made a lot of sense to me. On my desk, I don't really like it as much. Not that it can't do the exact same thing, but I just kind of prefer aesthetics. Like some of the stuff that people just like go bypass, I kind of like this on my desk more than I would a Yellow Box Pro on my desk. I think it just looks better on my desk. There's more functionality that I have when I need it visually, where I don't have to worry about the touch screen not working like you would on a Yellow Box. And here I have actual physical buttons, and I like my physical buttons. If I'm out doing that live stream for a wedding or a funeral, I can get over the fact that I don't have physical buttons, because the nature of having it more easily portable and everything configured together just works better. And then with their built-in ASP capabilities for the live streaming itself, like the function of it is to me just different. So I don't compare devices against each other, because use cases, every use case is just different. This use case I could see for either in-home studio production, a little overkill for in-home studio production, but it gives you the ability to just sit on your desk. Like, I won't move this one. Like, that, it doesn't make sense for me to go and move this. If I'm doing an on-site podcast, I would probably go and take something like this. But then again, I'm limited to two XLR inputs, where I could go and get the Rodecaster, Rodecaster 2, and that would be a better option. And then I would use this just for video. So it really just depends on the workflow for me, and how I look at what I would use in different situations. I think for me, it's tough to say, okay, I need one to do everything, where one could do everything. But for the best experience for me to produce something, there's certain ones I'll lean to over the other, just because it just makes more sense. Like, I don't think I'd want to throw this in my bag versus throwing a Yellow Box in my bag, or the A10 Mini Extreme, which I'm using to produce this whole show, has 8 inputs that are all HDMI. If I wanted to bring in USB webcam, I really can't do that unless I start getting some extra devices, where if I'm going to an environment that does have webcams, it's much easier to use this and bring in the webcam into there. So I hope I'm answering the question without it seeming like I'm bypassing answering the question. But I'm just big on use case. That's y'all that have followed me here on this channel or any platform know I am big on use case. It really depends on the scenario, and then based off of that, which equipment would work best or better in that specific scenario. But I like my Yellow Box Pros. It does really well. Tongue tied really well for what it's built to do. All right, let me jump back into here. Again, y'all keep it coming with the questions if you have any. So I'm going to jump back over into camera 1 here. And there's different modes here. So we have instant mode, studio mode, and then frame or recording, which is what I like, is the ability to have ISO recording. So isolated recordings will record individual video and audio sources used in your live production, separated as isolated tracks. By default, the final mixed output from your program feed is recorded. So again, just the single feed. If I just wanted one, the main live output recorded, I could do just that. But if I want to record this angle and this angle at the exact same time, even though you're only seeing this angle right now, that's the ISO recording. So you definitely want to have an external hard drive to do something like that. I did put up my Amazon. Let me grab it out of the description section, and I'll put it into the chat here of some of the things that I'm using and that you guys have seen. So I'll put that in the chat, and I will add into there the hard drive that I'm using right now. It's a Samsung. This is the T5. Which one is this one? I think it's the T5. Yeah, this is the T5. So I'll add that into here. So if you guys are interested in that, ooh, that's. I don't have the 2 terabyte one there. That's the 2 terabyte. Look for the 1 terabyte one. Okay. I feel like the price went up on this for some reason. Let's see here. All right, and back on the live stream. So let's go back here. All right, so those video settings, audio settings for your headphones. I'm currently using a pair of in-ear, so I changed mine to high sensitivity on headphone output 1. But you do have the option for over ears or the Rode NTH 100s. Okay. Monitor. I'm currently not using anything, but if I had speakers, I would plug into there. Multi-track, again, this is what I haven't played with yet. So I do want to spend some time with the audio to understand what I can do here. And again, some of the things that I focus on are the things I'm gonna pay more attention to. Some of the aspects, like I don't use green screens. I'm not a big overlays person. Like I don't do a lot of that stuff. So I don't spend a lot of time looking into that stuff because I don't use it. I use a lot of overlays inside of my live streaming platform itself. I'd rather build out certain things in my live streaming platform because I can go in and more easily change it there or customize it in a way that works better for me than typically on a hardware device. So Multiview is one of those things that I'll take some time to look at to see if it's something that I would even use, but I don't personally see myself using it on a regular basis. HDMI output is the live mix or turned off. Let me see what's the difference between the live mix and off, because it was set to off. And let me look at my Multiview. I don't see nothing change on my Multiview. Okay. Check out display. So this display is actually the brightness of the physical unit itself. So I'll adjust the slider, and as I adjust the slider, you'll see that it will get duller. So see, it got real dull here as I pulled it all the way to the right, pull it all the way back up, and it's bright. And it's not only the buttons, it's actually the screen as well will dim. So depending on the lighting scenario, you can pull that all the way up or pull that all the way down. And system settings, I do currently have this on my network wirelessly. You can put this on through Ethernet, go in and change the date and the time. Bluetooth settings as well. I wonder if I could bring this in. Let's see, I'm going on my computer to see if I can, if it sees this unit as a Bluetooth option. Let's see. I'm trying to search. Oh yeah, so I could bring this into my Mac Mini via Bluetooth. So that's pretty cool. I don't see what I'll have the use to do that for, but there's so many different use cases out there, and a different software version, firmware. So make sure if you do get one of these, update the firmware. The firmware that came with it, they gave me another firmware to add or to update it with, so I did that. So that's configuration. Auto switching. This is pretty unique here. Link microphones to all camera angles so that they appear, and set priorities of influence of how frequently camera angles are changed. I haven't had a chance to really do this. I have no idea what that comment means, Mike. No more product demo. It's based off of how y'all lead the conversation. I don't show up on these platforms just for the sake of just showing up. Like, it's provide value. So I kind of go where you guys want it to go, because I don't know the use cases of how you guys are using it for. I know how I use it. The people that I work with directly use these things. So if there's something you want to see demo wise, you have to let me know and be specific in the comments too. All right, let's see. Auto switching. I don't want to link the microphones, but I do want to see about just switching camera angles. Press and hold. Set up your switching preferences. Turn on desired input, scene, set priorities, and link audio channels. Activate auto switching. Press and hold the auto button on the device. The button will remain blue while auto switching is active. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to hold it down here. I'm holding camera 1 down. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm doing the wrong thing. Press and hold the auto button. Okay, wrong button, Monty. Hold auto. Okay, turn blue. Device will remain blue while auto switching is enabled. Okay. Pressing any input or scene buttons on the device will deactivate auto switching. Okay, so let's try this. So when I hit next, it goes into here. So I'm gonna do camera 1, obviously, because I'm using camera 1. And I'm gonna make camera 1 high priority. Camera 2, I'll turn that on and make that a low priority so I can tell the difference. And then I built out a couple scenes, our test scenes. So one is picture in picture. So I'll do test scene A as our test scene there, and I'll leave that on medium. And so now auto switching, I have it. Oops. Let me see if it lost it or, okay. So I have the 3 on. Now that it's on, let's see, now that it's on, I'm gonna turn hold auto off. Let's see if it doesn't let the auto switching. Nice. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna turn auto switching back on here. I'm gonna change all of these to the same input because I want to see it work first, and then we'll go through. Okay. All right, so I have auto switching turned on, which it says turn it to blue, so it's on blue. Call. So the auto button is blue here that I set. It's not complicated. I'm just doing, it can just do a lot. So if you want something super basic, which is a lot of how I use my devices, all I will do for the most part is connect my audio and switch between camera 1 and camera 2 and camera 3 and camera 4 as I have them. And then I'll hit the record button so I can record my files. And that's pretty much all I'll do. So there's so many. I think that's what I'm trying to stress, and that's why I don't know. I like YouTube and I hate YouTube at the same time because I get so many people on one side or the other side. Some people are like super technical. Show me this, show me this, show me this. I don't use everything like that, and other people think it's complicated where it's not. These things, these devices, technology in general, you can use them how you need to use them for you. Use case, use case. I keep driving that down. This can do the most basic function of just switching your camera angles to give you some more dynamics to your videos. If you just want a still one camera shot, like, you can leave now because this has no interest to you at all. But it's a little cooler when you can switch camera angles and still have good audio and record all of it at the same time, right? So for one set of people, it works good as a basic advancement over just having one camera. I can switch between different cameras and have good audio and record it so I can create content. And for other people, you have, hey, I need to produce a live stream. How can I produce a live stream for a client? Well, this gives you that capability too. Totally different user, totally different use case, right? They need the ability to switch cameras, record, maybe put up graphics on the screen at the same time, be able to control the audio levels, maybe bring someone in virtually to the live stream as well. It can do that for that person too. Then you have the other person, the super technical person that needs certain features all the time. They need certain capabilities in a production switcher. That's the audience that I'm trying to help in these live streams. So you guys are, whew, y'all are fun. Y'all are fun. Um, Thank God for Leah. God for Leah. She understands me. But I want to see this thing switch. I hit auto and then realized I did the manual switch, so I defaulted off of auto. All right, so I'll turn auto back on here myself, and I want this to switch for me. So right now I got to remember it's on camera 2. Be patient, Monty. It's on camera 2. And I feel like I'm missing something in the auto switching here. So let me call 2 back. Oops. Call 2. Okay. And press and hold auto. The button will remain blue while in auto switching mode. Is active. Okay. Because what you guys can't see while I'm showing this is I still am able to see the input coming from the Rodecaster video, and it's still on this side shot right now. Pressing any input or scene buttons on the device will deactivate auto switching and return device to normal operation. Okay, so I won't press anything, but this is what I want. I wonder if I have to leave this screen open too. If I have to leave the screen open to do the auto switching, I don't like that. I want to be able to navigate away from this screen for it to switch automatically. And I don't necessarily need audio, but I'll go ahead and add audio source just for the sake of it, just to make sure to. Now, what I would like to do is, rather than have set priority, I would like the ability to put the time on there, set a specific time for the auto switching. So like for right now, like this angle still hasn't switched. And also notice my slider isn't moving. I actually have that camera on a slider, and I don't know why it's not sliding anymore. So I'm gonna check that out. I'm trying to stall so that camera can actually so it can actually switch for me. So let's do this. I'm gonna put this, let me grab this, or check why it's not moving here. Oh, it's still charged. Yeah. All right, now it's moving again. Not sure why it stopped. Now this did just release, so it still could be a bug, or it could just be me still having to play with it a little bit more. But I definitely would like to see this auto switching capability, what that would actually do. So I'll keep, like I said, I'm gonna do some separate videos on different functionality for people that do end up getting this unit, so they can understand certain feature sets or how to use certain feature sets. But in most cases, it'll be like demonstrations of it, because how I'm going to use this will be here on this desk, so that'll make it a little bit easier for me to do videos. I will probably reconfigure some of the things that I have going on in here. I don't know if you can see over that shoulder. Yeah, turn right there, and back there, there's like 3 little monitors on a A10 back there, and I will probably repurpose that whole area back there. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Dwayne, all right. Is there anything you guys want to see or want me to demo, or does this device sound interesting to you? I'm gonna go back to Amazon and see if it's there or not. But again, they said B&H would be the only place to have it for now. And Rodecaster. So I'm sure I'm gonna be looking at some other videos today of people that have this unit and how they've been able to use it as well. All right, no questions, no questions, no questions. All right. I still see my audio is still on here, so or still showing blue, but I want it to switch. Let me see. As soon as I hit cut, then it goes away. If I hold audio down, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna try something else. The auto switching is cool because it's just one less thing I have to think about doing, especially in a live scenario. Now, if I want to go back and repurpose, I'll ISO record, which is fine. But all right, let's turn scene A off. So 1 and 2. Let's just focus on 1 and 2. I'm gonna set 1 to high, 1 to medium. I just want to see it work. So you guys know what I'll be doing for the rest of the weekend now that it's active and live. And don't be surprised to see me show up here and do some live streams using it, or being on other platforms using it in real time. But what I really like about this unit is that the fact that it does have the 2 XLR inputs, so I can use my professional microphones, right? And I got the cable all twisted up in there. I can use my professional microphones, bring it into here for my production, and switch my videos at the same time. And I don't have to use adapters anymore. Now, the adapters that I'm using are because of the headphones that I'm using, and sometimes I'll wear a lapel. But one of the videos that I'll work on is the Rode Wireless Go 2 units, because Rode did send those over to me as well. Let me add that to the list here, and then I'll grab the box if you're not familiar with what those are. Let's see. I got the whole case. Oops, Rode. Let's just type in Rode. There we go. Okay. So I'll add that into the storefront there. But let me go grab that box, because if you want to bring in wireless too, if you're doing any type of walking around and moving, that's where I really want that auto switching to work for me. Especially if I know I can time moving around in certain times. Let me check something over here. Okay. So this. All right. So these are the Rode Wireless Go 2s, and this would work perfectly with this. So this will be a video in itself, is using wireless audio, bringing it into here, and then switching your scenes with this as well. And my blue went away. And then live streaming directly from this, I know that's going to be popular as well. Going live to all the different platforms. So if I go live again later today, I'll probably go live straight from here. All right. Well, I don't see any other comments coming through. Last call for questions. and I'm going to jump off and watch some other content on this myself to see other use cases of how people are using it. So with that, oops, there we go. Gotta move this stuff. I'm going to continue to play with this now. So if you guys have questions for me after the fact, you can put them in this video or some upcoming videos. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Hopefully this is something that was worth your time, and even maybe even learned a thing or two. But I'm going to continue to play with this. These will be some upcoming videos on the channel, and you'll see this pretty much glued to this desk for quite some time because I don't see this moving anytime soon. I might just reconfigure a couple things in the layout of the look and feel, and that'll be about it. So hope you guys go check out some other videos as well, and talk to you guys soon.